By the way, the wind is blowing like crazy, so if there's wind noise, my bad. Should be enough. Well, we're fueled, we're greased. Let's go pick some corn. So one huge difference between wheat and corn functionality-wise when cutting a field is when you shell corn, you bust a hole in the middle, and then you do inside, 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 until it gets so much to travel on the turn rows, then you go outside, outside on this pass, and then you go put another hole in it. Let me explain. So, in this field, the blue is what I have done, and then obviously the gray is what I haven't done. So I'm going inside, 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 and then when this much gets bigger than what is left over here, then I will go outside, outside. So I'll go down and then outside this one, and then finish this land, and then I'll come over here and bust another hole in it and go inside, inside until this gets bigger than what's left over here, and then I'll go outside, outside. The reason why I do that is to have my auger to the cut corn at all times, or at least as much as possible. So the only time my auger is on the corn side is when I'm busting a new hole in it. So Cole is running the grain cart. Cole is the farmer's son. He's a senior this year, which gives me, that much more hope for humanity, seeing, kids my age, on the farm running farm equipment. Not a lot of people in my generation do that nowadays, so it's a very rare thing to see. So I have a rhythm that I've been doing. I skip 6 and then go in on the 7th one when I bust the hole in it. So here's kind of what I'm talking about. Let's just say I finish this and I'm going over here. So I skip 6 and go in on 7. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've done 5 passes, and then over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So I'd be driving past 5 to go in on 1. And then if I came back over here, I'd be going across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, when I can turn to my right and go on the outside and only skip 3. You see how going outside, outside now would be faster than driving all the way over here to start back in. So when I come over here, I'm gonna go inside and then outside and then inside, and then I'll have my 12 rows back. And then when I get back to this end, Cole normally dumps me about the middle is when I get full, and then he'll have to dump me again at the end, even if I'm halfway through my window, because if I go to the end and go all the way through, when I get to the end, I'm at 90%. So if I have 10% of my bin, when I get to the end, I'll be at 100. So if I have 11 or 12, or let's just say 15 or 20, and I try to bust a hole through it, I'm gonna get full in the middle, and then it's just gonna be a whole train wreck, because then I have to back up and then cut a hole for the grain cart, jump on the grain cart, and then keep going. So normally in corn, this is dry land. If it was irrigated, I couldn't make it through all the way without being full. So if I try to bust a new hole through the land, I'd have to go, 3/4 or halfway if it's really good corn, back up, cut a hole for the grain cart, and then dump. But normally in irrigated, I'm skipping 7 right here for dry land, because I can make it through. It doesn't really matter. When I bust the hole, it's not going to stop anything, as long as Cole dumps me at the end. But if it's irrigated, I'd probably skip more than 7 to get a bigger, group of land, so I don't have to bust as many holes through the field, if that makes sense. So that was with one combine. So what if you have 2, 3, or 4? Well, in this case, let's just say mom comes over here and helps me. So there's 2 combines. Mom brings a grain cart, so there's 3 grain carts and I don't know how many trucks. 3 grain carts and 2 combines. What would you do in this situation? Really, with 3 grain carts and 2 combines, Mom and I could lay it off just how we do wheat. I'd come to the end, I would skip 2 and go in. I would just have to make sure that someone dumps me at the end. If you can't make it all the way down there, you know, in one binful, then you would do the exact same thing as I'm doing right here. You would bust a hole through it, you know, back up, whatever, dump on the grain cart, and then, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, however many combines are cutting, and then we would all do inside, and then outside. So here's a better perspective why I would turn to the right and go outside, and then up this one, and then back down this one. Me turning right and going on the outside is way faster than going all the way across these rows to get over here. So that's what I was talking about. Also, Cole has been slip seating grain carts, so whenever I fill one grain cart, he leaves it at the end right there, and then gets in the green one. And whoever gets here with the truck will just hop in the grain cart and load themselves. I feel like since harvest has started, Dibs has gotten a little bit longer. He's starting to get in my feet room. But when we started in South Texas, I feel like he either stayed more towards the door or was smaller, but I'm not exactly sure. And yes, he still sleeps all day. Unless I open the lunchbox, then he's wide awake, but Dibs has also learned when I kick my header switch or separator switch off, he will wake up from a nap like almost instantly. It's actually pretty surprising. So we're almost done with this field. All we have left is to that tree line. So here's our yield map. All we have left is this little bit down here. You can definitely tell the low spots in the field are yielding better. And if we scroll over to our moisture map, you can definitely tell these low spots are more wetter than, you know, the dry spots that are, I'm gonna guess, in higher elevation. So here's a low spot right here that I've been going through that's been pretty wet. Well, I missed it. And the yield map, you can see that's yielding just a little bit better. I was gonna go check for header loss. Now I'm not. You gotta love cab corn. It happens to everyone.
Frank, I think Dad can get a little more on there.
So for the rest of the day, Dev's is smiling. For the rest of the day, we're going to take off the header and service the combine, and then tomorrow morning we'll start moving. So that's the plan, at least. Okay, if it looks like it's 30 minutes later and I'm about 20 degrees warmer internally and leaking, we just serviced the combine, and all we have to do left is to pull the header off, and I think that's gonna be it for today. Put this header on the trailer once and I got it perfect. Already ruined my streak. So the corn header, I roll it all the way back, my feeder house, I roll all the way back. So when you put it on a trailer, you set it down, well, it's kind of sitting like this. You have to roll your feeder house forward and down at the same time to kind of unlatch it. Otherwise, your latches are like this, and then you pick it down, you know, it kind of gets in a bind, so you have to play with it a little bit. Well, it was a really short day. We started at 10 and we're ending at 7:30 again. We ended at 7:30 yesterday. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow.